Okay. Hi. We are doing a podcast for the first time. So
Happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here. Tell me more about yourself, like not for me, but for the people who listen us.
I'm Morgan. I'm 27 now, and I live in Austin.
That's nice. That's nice because I'm gonna live here too.
Yes, we're
Okay.
excited to have you.
When did you move here?
I moved here in February, but I've lived here before.
Okay. In February you said? But
Mhm.
you've before. Okay. And how do you like the dating life here so far?
The dating life has been eventful here since because I moved from Dallas,
Okay.
in which it was a little bit quieter there in the suburbs. So I think I've met a lot of people in the 7 months that I've been here.
Okay.
Lots of people closer to my type, but
Mm.
also not all of them are the best people. So I'm currently single.
Well, that's nice. You can tell us more about your single life here. And so in terms of the like before you lived, where did you live before?
I
Before
lived
February?
in Plano right before I moved here, which is near Dallas, but I've
Okay.
also lived in London
Okay.
and my college town, Denton, near Dallas.
Okay. Then what about like London? Did you have a date there?
I had a few dates, but it was different because I knew I wasn't going to live there long term. So I don't think I dated as much because I knew it wouldn't work because I was going to move back.
But did you want like potentially to consider that people in London for love?
For sure, I did go on a few dates that a couple were good, a couple were just normally not that good,
Okay.
but London is such a bigger city that it's kind of like New York, I would imagine, where everybody has other options. So
Yeah.
it's not the best for dating, in my opinion. I think Austin's better.
I found that in London, like you could find a lot of options there, so it's kind of like hard to like meet. Not to meet. To meet is easier, but to have like a long-term relationship, it's kind of hard. So yeah.
Yeah, also a problem with London is everybody's moving away and moving in, and no one's really there long term,
The same
especially
with
for
New
5
York.
years. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like if you don't want to move to the same place after London with this other person, then that's not going to work either. So I think Austin is better for that because it seems like a lot of people want to live here for a while.
That's nice. Like I feel, for example, do you consider if you meet someone in a like place you live for like short term, could you consider to stay in that place for a person?
It depends on how much I enjoy that place. I
Okay.
think maybe I would have for London if that would have been the case, but it wasn't. I didn't meet anybody there like that. So I think so London because I enjoyed it, yes. But in Dallas, I don't know.
Okay. So Dallas is like under the question, but London. Okay. What about Austin? If you meet someone here, but like you are tired of Austin already, would you consider to move or to stay here?
It's hard to answer because I'm pretty sure I want to be here for a long time. So I would probably be the person that would want to stay. And if somebody I was dating wanted to move, I
Okay.
don't know if I could move also because my family is 3 hours away from here.
Yeah.
So I would love to not be a flight away from them.
Yeah, that's true. What about like a person who you're looking for right now? Who you're looking for?
Somebody that likes their current life but is ready for the next step of adulting and but also still likes live music and art and having fun. It's like there's got to be that balance of wanting to go on to the next step of life while still not being boring and like they still have to want to have fun.
Okay. And what about, for example, if you would consider a criteria of like the person who you're looking for, like for example, the age, work, family, education.
Age, I think I'm 27, so 27 to I think 35 would probably be my cutoff.
So 27 is your minimum.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if they're a really mature 25 to 26-year-old, really mature.
Okay.
Work, anything that's kind of, relatively successful, but that could mean a lot of things. I think a creative person would be cool, but I'm not.
What is the minimum income for a guy per year?
Ideally within like 10K of what I make, which I'm not going to say, but I don't want it to be. I think when there's a big gap, it makes things more difficult than they should be.
Okay, so like ideally more K than what you do.
Well, not less than K
Okay.
below. That's what I
Okay.
mean.
Okay, okay.
Above
Less
is
than 10.
different because if I have a kid, then that
Yeah.
would be good.
Like, how would you see? Okay, for example, income, the the think about work I got, and what about education? Is it matter for you? Like, what is the degree of the guy?
I've thought about this, and I think I do prefer someone that's gone to college, not at all because I think that makes you smarter or more educated, but
Okay.
it would be hard for me to relate to somebody that didn't go at all. I would still definitely consider dating them,
Okay.
but I've so much of my life has been in college already that it would be nice to relate to the person with that kind of experience.
Okay. Is it important for you, like, what is the university exactly, or like anything?
Definitely not.
Okay. Okay. So in terms of like, okay, for example, you meet a guy, his criteria, and what about like a life, like a timeline of the dating before moving in, before marriage?
Yeah, I think so. Before moving in, I think minimum would be 6 months, but ideally a year would be good, just depending on when our leases line up. I think I could see myself wanting to move in before that. I know in my head, like, I probably shouldn't move in, so that would
Okay.
be if I'm like choosing based on hypotheticals.
Okay. Okay, that's only like 6 months. It's cool, like it's nice.
It's fast. I think every relationship is different
Yeah.
because there are people that only go out once a week for the first
Yeah.
3 months, so that's not very much. But then there are people that move faster, like myself usually, that it's like you're seeing that person so much more early on.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how close you are and
Okay.
how that goes.
Okay, so you move in with this person, and what happens after?
I don't want to move in. Okay, so I guess I totally just contradicted myself, but so 6 months would be too early for this, but I think it's the best idea to kind of have like a plan for engagement once you move in. Like not getting engaged when you move in, but say like, okay, let's get engaged within a year of this. Because the only reason I say that is I read a book written by a therapist that she described how people will move in too early without a plan for getting married. So then they don't have a reason to get married, and it prolongs. If there are a lot of issues, they'll stay together longer because they live together. It gets harder to break up even if
Yeah.
they need to. So I
Yes,
think
that's
it's
true.
good to have a plan.
That's true. Okay, I got it. What about like, so you moved in, like all is good, you get engaged, ideally, and what about kids? Do you want kids?
I do want kids.
Okay.
I think I've always wanted kids, so I'm not I would prefer it earlier than later. I'm not definitely not rushing out to do it. I'll wait the appropriate amount of time to make sure that person is right.
Yeah.
But once I decide that that person is right and they obviously want it too, then I don't have a set timeline of like, oh, I mean, maybe a year after getting married just so you can enjoy being married. But after that, I'm not trying to wait longer than necessary.
Okay. What about like, for example, what do you feel as a problem right now for current society in terms of dating? A lot of people are like saying that I'm struggling with dating life. I'm like, I'm tired, blah blah. But what is the problem? How do you think?
I think everybody that's single is dealing with a big problem of feeling like the grass is always greener and there's always more options out there. It's either that or they're staying with somebody that is a huge red flag way too long. It's never in the middle.
Yes.
It's either this scarcity mindset of, oh, I like this guy a lot, so I'm going to stay with him even though he's terrible, or
Yeah.
oh, he looked at me weird one day and now I have the ick, so moving on next,
Yeah.
even though he's really good.
Next.
Yeah, like, oh, well, there's an app, so let me just keep swiping.
Yeah. Okay. How would you imagine your first ideal date with a guy?
I think the best first dates I've been on have been something, I was going to say out of the ordinary, but that's not necessarily true. I am a big feeling person. I have to have those like feelings of excitement
Okay.
about a person.
It flies in your stomach.
Yeah, and there has to be like a mutual attraction, of course. I mean, anybody would say that. I don't know. as far as like literally what the date would be like, anything. I like a coffee date first. I'm
Yeah.
not opposed to that. Some people are, but I've had first dinner dates that I wish were coffee dates because I couldn't leave quick
Oh my-
enough. So coffee would be good, but I mean dinner's good if I like the person and they like me, but that's a risk if you don't know them already.
Yeah, if you don't know, you're stuck for at least 2 hours with
Yep.
the guy.
Yep.
Yeah, like I had like few first dates which were like,
Oh no, I mean that's good when you like them because that's
well,
I,
after a few hours already like them.
oh me too. No, I've done that too. Where I probably shouldn't, but you know when you like
Yeah.
somebody, it's like 5
Yeah,
hours is nothing.
yeah, that's true. And okay, how do you find and how do you look for guys right now?
I'm in a transition period where I was using a couple apps more, but
Okay.
after realizing I have a better success rate in person,
Mm-hmm.
even though I meet total less people in person, the success rate is so much better.
Yeah, it's like a sales success when you have like 10 clients, you have one deal, so
Exactly. Exactly. Like the apps aren't working, and I've heard a lot of people say that. So right now I'm just trying to meet as many people, men and women, because having more girlfriends is good too.
maybe they have like a friends.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
have not,
just
but oh no, I have like.
yeah, so I think just increasing like social circle in general is the best way.
Yeah, I feel like for a lot of people, my friend, she found a guy when she even didn't like look for a guy, but another person knew that she's single, and like she recommended that person to her, and bam, match. And what would you wish to our audience how to find a guy for a long term?
Just invest in your own life. Go do things that you enjoy, and whoever is also there, strike up a conversation with them.
That's nice. Thank you so much.
Thank
It was really
you.
nice to talk to you.
It was
And I really
wonderful.
hope that you'll find someone who you will love and this person will love you too. And all of you will find your, I can't call soulmate because some people don't believe in soulmate, but the person you will love.
Thank you.